Ahem. Excuse me. Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming to the Prelude to the Resident Evil Countdown. Now, let me just add a few more things here. There we go. That should work. There. Running a little behind because for some reason the alarm I set didn't go off. So now I'm kind of scrambling to get everything set up, and that's entirely on me. But I'm here now, and we can get started soon. So, what is the Resident Evil Countdown? Well, it's what it sounds like for the most part. I plan on playing all of the mainline Resident Evil games in chronological order from 0 all the way to Village, and then when Resident Evil 9 comes out, I plan on streaming that. So it's going to be quite a bit of an undertaking, especially trying to get all of these games done before Requiem comes out at the end of February. Now I plan to start streaming these games next week, starting with Resident Evil 0. And this is something I'm really looking forward to. And it's a big undertaking for me. I've never tried to do a project like this before. But I'm really hoping that it turns out well. As you can see, I actually had a bit of a work commissioned. I had this splash page made to kind of help promote it. And trying to capture a lot of some characters and some imagery and locations from various Resident Evil games. And I'm really looking forward to it. And I hope I can create a lot of fun for all of you too, who are excited about the release of Resident Evil Requiem. And I want to build on that excitement by playing the game as playing the games and showing the story and where the story is going. Though it will be interesting because there's well, let me try and wrangle my thoughts here. Will be well, let's go over the games I plan on playing, and then the order I want to play them in. First, there will be Resident Evil 0, which is what I will start with. An odd choice, but I want to play these in chronological order as they happen in the game's world. So that will be the starting point. an odd choice because there are no very familiar characters in that game. But the only really familiar one is Rebecca Chambers and Wesker and Birkin. But it's also considered one of the, I don't know if that holds true anymore, but it's considered one of the least favorite of the classic mainline games. And it's understandable why. It's a bit of an unusual game. And we'll talk about that as I play it some. Next, I will be playing Resident Evil Remake HD. That game, I'll confess, that's a game I have very little experience with. I've tried playing it a couple times, and I like it, but for some reason I never got far into it, so that can be a bit of a challenge. But I'll be like playing that game for the first time almost. Then we'll be playing a Resident Evil 2 remake, a game I really enjoy. I played that quite a bit. Resident Evil 3 remake after that. Then I will be playing, well, tentatively, if I can get the hardware working, I will be playing Resident Evil Code Veronica X. And that'll be the real mystery, because it's been a very long time since I've played that game. But after that, we'll be playing Resident Evil 4, a classic game. That's one I've beaten several times. The classic version, anyway. I have played and beaten the remake. Right now, I'm unsure whether I'll play the original Resident Evil 4 or the remake, because I really like both of them. Maybe I'll play them both. You know, depending on how the schedule looks. Resident Evil 4, after that I'll be playing Resident Evil Revelations. And that's an interesting game. That one might be a bit of a challenge to get through as well. The gameplay in that is unusual, to say the least, but I don't think it's a terrible game. And then after Revelations comes Resident Evil 5. And that's a game I've only played through once, a while ago. Not long after it first came out. So it'll almost be like playing it for the first time again. And after 5 comes Resident Evil Revelations 2. And then after that comes Michael Bay's Resident Evil, or better known as Resident Evil 6. That game is probably going to be the largest challenge, because it's quite a long game for a Resident Evil game, because you have to beat all those campaigns. And they're much more difficult to beat on your own. Because that game was definitely made with co-op in mind. And while the AI partner in those games isn't awful, they generally aren't the best either. And of course, after that comes the Resident Evil Biohazard, and then Resident Evil Village. And those games, much more recent, of course, and a lot more fun. Much more fun. And setting us up nicely for Resident Evil 9. But that is the plan. And I'm going to start with Resident Evil 0 sometime next week. My idea is to start on sometime on Wednesday, Thanksgiving Eve. So I know a lot of people are probably going to be busy, getting that zombie turkey cooked and all that good stuff. So maybe I might wait until next Friday, or maybe even Thanksgiving night. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I'm really kind of putting this together as I go, and it's a challenge. But I really do need to organize these better. I find it very difficult sometimes. It's just the hazards of working a full-time job and running around and doing a lot of other things and trying to do things like this as well. It leaves you feeling very, well, like you're being pulled apart by a pack of zombies, and it's exciting, but at the same time it's like, oh my goodness. It can be quite hard to focus sometimes. But that's something I need to work on. And I want to do a better job, not just for me, but for you too. Anyway, I kind of hoping sorry, like I said, I just woke up, so that's part of it too. I'm still very kind of brain fried and fuzzy. And again, it's because the alarms I set didn't go off. I guess that's what I get for trying to rely on an old phone to wake me up. But, well, let's see. Let me see while we're waiting here. I'll go ahead and set something up here. That way I can talk about it when people show up. Let's see here. Hold on. Yes, just enjoy this wonderful, soothing Resident Evil music as I set things up to better explain what I'm doing. Sorry about that, hold on. Okay. Sorry about that. That took a little longer than I intended. I really should have done that before I started streaming, of course. That's just good manners on my part. But, this is, what I plan on. These are the games I plan on, playing for the, countdown in the order I plan on doing them in. There we go. I'll just set it up normal. Maybe slow it down a little bit. There we go. Sorry about that. Again, still trying to figure this out. This has mostly been like almost an ASMR stream with the music. But, yeah. These are the games I plan on going through. And the order I want to do them in as well. While we're here and we're talking about listening to this wonderful music, let's why don't we talk a little bit more about Resident Evil and the world it's part of? I'll do this. I'll do a little bit of lore dropping during the games because I'm just big nerd about that kind of thing. I really enjoy the world building and things that go on in video games, the worlds they create. I do have a book here called Resident Evil Archives, and this is an older book, so some of the information is probably going to be retconned by now, or just they've never done anything with it. But yeah, this music's much more relaxing. Oh, hello, Yari. I played all of these except Resident Evil HD remake. That's the only one I haven't done a full playthrough of. So that'll be kind of interesting when I get to that game. Yeah, the little slideshow is the games I plan on playing and the order I want to play them in. Chronological order. And I plan to start this next week. Though I don't know if I want to start it. My original plan was to start on Wednesday. But it's a holiday and people are going to be, gathering around eating turkeys and hams or whatever else they can get their hands on, and are we hanging out with family and friends, so might want to wait. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Just looking forward to playing through the Resident Evil games in preparation for the release of Resident Evil Requiem at the end of February. It's going to be a big undertaking, but it's something I want to try and do. I may not finish all these games before it comes out, but I really want to. I want to try. But yeah, there's Resident Evil 0. That's the one I'm going to be starting with. How you been, Yari? Hope you've been doing well. Let's see here. If I can get the... Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you feel better soon. But things like that, they kind of tend to come and go. So it's best to just kind of weather it out in your own way. Resident Evil Code Veronica is a game I haven't played in a very long time. So that'll be like playing it again for the first time, just about. And out of all these games, it's probably the most mechanically old. So that might be a challenge, because it does have the old classic tank controls. And it's been a very long time since I've played a game with proper tank controls. We'll find out if I can get it to work, because I'll have to try to get it to work with my PlayStation 2. And last time I messed with it, it was working. But it was kind of iffy. Had trouble reading discs, so we'll see if I can get it to work or not when the time comes. But yeah, this is what I plan on doing. Ooh, excuse me. Like I said, I'm late getting this started because I overslept. Yeah, the classic tank controls. Also has probably one of the most annoying characters in a mainline Resident Evil game, Steve Burnside. Not sure if you're familiar with him, but I believe he's one of the most hated Resident Evil characters. And if we play that game, you'll probably figure out why on your own. It's weird. I haven't played that game in years, and now I'm talking about it, and all of a sudden I begin to remember things about it. Or maybe I'm just inventing things I remember about it. And it's like, oh, I think this happened in that game, and your memory's funny like that sometimes. It fills in the blanks when you can't remember all the details. But I don't know, we'll find out sooner or later. Ooh, excuse me. Anyway, I was going to talk about some of the things we'll encounter in Resident Evil. Like we have we do have the classic enemies, the zombies. We have the zombies, Crimson Heads, of course, in the Resident Evil remake. I finally, I've been trying to kind of brush up on the remake recently, as playing it a little bit, trying to familiarize myself with the game, so I'm not... Uh-oh. Go away. am trying to familiarize myself with that game, and I did encounter Crimson Heads for the first time, and I don't know, maybe I was expecting more from the way people hyped them up. But aside from being a bit faster than zombies, they did not seem that intimidating to me. Especially since you could put them down about the same amount of ammo as you could a regular, boring old vanilla zombie. But I don't know, maybe I'll end up eating those words. Me. Well, that's a really good sign. I'm here to try and hype myself up, hype people up for the countdown, and I can't stop yawning. Like, oh, it's gonna be so exciting, everyone. Just you wait and see. No. Why I ever being such a sleepy sprite all the time. It happens when the years go by and it's just you're doing everything else, and it takes a lot of energy out of you. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm beginning to think I will hold off on the countdown until maybe next Friday. I just want to give people time to spend with their families and eat a big dinner and all that good stuff. And then after you've been tearing your hair out on Black Friday, trying to beat the crowds, like trying to beat a horde of zombies, come to think of it. Trying to get those deals. You want to come home and watch me fight my way through a bunch of zombies in the game. That'll be good. That'll be fun, I think. So yeah, let's do that. I think I will start the countdown on Black Friday. This sounds much more auspicious too, much more meaningful. The countdown starts on Black Friday instead of countdown starts on Thanksgiving. Hooray! Really creates a different mood. Yeah, it'll give me a little bit more time to prepare too. While it is a short work week for me next week, I still do have to work, and I still am going to go and spend some time with family on Thanksgiving, so I'm going to need a little extra time to try and get things properly sorted instead of slapdash like I did tonight with a little slideshow and the music. I think the music is a really good choice. I just looked for Resident Evil ambiance, and it gave me this video, and it's been very good so far. I enjoy it. Let's put it down a little bit there. I thought I'm doing a ton of talking right now. Have you played? How many of these games have you played, Yari? All the ones on GameCube? So you played Zero, Resident Evil Remake, and RE4, I think. Oh, you played, did you play the classic Resident Evil 2 on GameCube? I think there was like a Resident Evil 2 on GameCube. Yeah, okay. Yeah, there is, I just checked real quick, and there is a, Resident Evil 2 is on GameCube, the original version of Resident Evil 2. Classic. I know 0, 1, and 4 are on GameCube, because I played all those on GameCube as well. I'm going to be starting with 0, and that's going to be quite interesting, because that's considered one of the least favorite. It sure did. You're not going senile yet, Yari. But I am going to be starting with 0. Maybe an odd choice, but I want to play the games in chronological order. And, I think 0, I've said before, I think 0 is considered one of the least liked mainline classic Resident Evil games. And it's definitely got its share of problems, but I have beaten that game, and I will beat it again. I think what makes it so bad is the inventory management in that game is just awful. Because there's no item box. You just leave like your items just lying around all over the place. Like it's your room. Like I'll just throw it out on the floor. Yeah, these herbs, I'll just throw them on the floor. These bullets, I'll just throw it on the floor. This grenade launcher, just dump it on the floor. Everything just ends up on the floor, and you've got to run around and grab everything and try to remember where you left everything. Yeah, 0 starts on the train, and it's Rebecca is the main character in that game, Rebecca Chambers. But really, it's Billy's game because Rebecca, her abilities in the game are not very useful. She can combine herbs, and that's about it. Billy is the stronger fighter. He can take more hits. He can push big objects, and so I think that's another reason why a lot of people don't really like Resident Evil 0 is because everybody knows who Rebecca Chambers is. You know, fans know who Rebecca is, but she's sidelined for this guy who shows up for one game and you never hear from him ever again. The only thing he really has going for him, he has a pretty decent character design, and that's about it. Hey, Gaming Izanagi! Hey, thanks for joining me. Sorry I don't have all the, Sorry I don't have all the, chats combined just yet. I'm still very new at this, multi-streaming thing. I'll need to find a way to... I'll need to figure out how to get that done somehow. Because I'm planning on multi-streaming the whole countdown. And probably pretty much from here on out I want to plan on just multi-streaming. So that is another thing I'm going to have to try and puzzle out. so I can see everybody's chats all at once. Well, hold on a minute. No. No. Oh, there we go. There. That's a little better. Yes. Well, thank goodness for like a little pop-out chat boxes, but that's still something I want to do because I want everybody to be able to see like their chats on screen, so no one feels left out. Yeah. All right. Anyway. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Starting next Friday, we're gonna be playing Resident Evil 0. That's gonna be quite fun. And I want to try and hope and finish that over the weekend. And I think I can do it. Because I tried to reacquaint myself with the game recently, and I actually managed to beat it again. And it's not as frustrating as I remember it, which is good. I think the biggest issue with Zero is the inventory management. There's going to be a lot of running back and forth, picking up things. What does an undead say to a fellow injured undead? I'm not sure. What does an undead say to a fellow injured undead? Amy? Let me close that book. I don't want... Shouldn't keep the book open like that. I will end up breaking the spine on it. But anyway, yeah, I think the most difficult part of Resident Evil 0 is going to be running around, moving items from one area to another. Just, dumping everything, loading everything up, and then running from A to B, and that's what makes Resident Evil 0 such a chore, I think, to get through. It's fine! Yeah, it's fine. That's what you want to be in Resident Evil. Fine. That's what it says when your health is at top shape. How are you? Oh, I'm fine. I mean, not good, not healthy, just fine. Oh, man. But yeah, I also want to get I was thinking about getting a PNG done, especially for the series, and maybe I still will, and I'll just start using it in later streams. But I don't know, I already spent way too much money. Not just on art, but on real life things that actually need to be taken care of, so I don't know if that's going to happen or not. How you doing today, Gaming Izanagi? We're just talking about the Resident Evil countdown. Something I'm getting ready to do next week. Got a little bit more stuff sitting out. Hey, bro, are you living? Yeah. Yeah, undead zombies. That is something I wanted to talk about a little bit on here. I wanted to talk about the creatures of Resident Evil, because I think the creatures of Resident Evil have always been really kind of interesting, for the most part. And there's what I wanted to say about the zombies. Is that the zombies are... Let's see. The zombies, well, I don't think the zombies in Resident Evil are like true undead zombies. They're, from what I understand about it, is that when they get infected with the T-virus, it lowers your biorhythms and vital signs down to a point where you appear to be clinically dead. But what it is the virus is kind of shutting down your body so it can begin to rebuild your body into something else. And that's one reason why the zombies wander around. They're always eating other living things, other animals, other people, is because they need that protein to fuel the transformation process. Now, we all know, well, we probably all know about lickers from Resident Evil 2. Those big, crawling, brain-exposed guys with the giant tongues and the huge claws. And I thought, and probably many other people thought, that those things were just like another escaped oh, you're decent, although having a bit of a flu, Gaming? Sorry to hear that. Wow, it sounds like everyone's having some issues tonight. I hope you feel better soon. There is something going around, it seems like. I thought I was coming down with something like last week, and I was like, oh no. Please, please don't have me get sick again. Because getting sick earlier this year was pretty bad. But whatever it is, it seems to have gone away. Or maybe I was just, having a touch of a cold or something, but feeling better now. Anyway, what was I saying about liquors? The thing about liquors is that they are, it's safe to assume that they're just another escaped, bioweapon from a lab somewhere. Umbrella's labs. But they are not, they're not quite that. Liquors are actually the, evolved form of zombies that have been infected long enough with the T-virus. So yeah, if you leave a zombie alone long enough, and it gets enough fuel, it will transform into a liquor. And that's so strange to me. Because they get a lot faster, and they're a lot harder to put down. But it makes sense if that's the goal of the T-virus, is to just transform people into monsters. So that is something I always tend to wonder about. Is like, why? What's the real point? Is this something you would use to infect the enemy? And it's so chaos among them, it's like their population mutates and they start attacking each other. RE8 is hella overrated and RE7 are boring for the most part. Well, I guess following 6, they would seem kind of boring. Because Resident Evil 6 was just, it's one heck of a, action. Well, there's a reason Resident Evil 6 is called Michael Bay's Resident Evil. And it's just very non-stop action, running from one location to another, guns blazing the whole time. So I guess those games following that one do seem very slow. But, uh-oh. I hope that's not... Yeah. Sorry. I'll pause that because I don't know if that's copyrighted or not. Anyway. Oops, hold on. Uh-oh. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Yeah, there's the chat box. But, anyway, I enjoy all the Resident Evil games for the most part. I just think, Resident Evil 7 or 8 showed that they're leaning a little bit more into the horror aspect of survival horror. And, Resident Evil 7 is obviously designed more after... Oh. I was going to mention this before, but Resident Evil 7 and 8 feel like they're leaning more into horror movies. Horror movie tropes. Like, Resident Evil 7 is kind of like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You're encountering a weird, hostile, violent, backwoods family with the Bakers. And, Resident Evil Village feels like it touches on every classic, universal monster trope. Like, Lady Dimitrescu is obviously vampires and Dracula. Bella, is that the woman that lives in the house? That lives in the house on the, that's like a haunted house. That's like probably one of my favorite sequences in Resident Evil Village, because that was incredibly creepy. Being chased around in the dark by that giant thing. Then you have Moreau, which is like the gill man, just a fish man, essentially. And then you have Heisenberg, who is Frankenstein, with his army of like corpse, half machine creatures. So it all feels very classic Universal monsters, like the haunted house and Dracula, and of course the main enemies like those. The Wilders, the Lupus or Lupin or whatever you want to call them. I can't remember what they're called. Someone will correct me. A true Resident Evil nerd will hop in and like, well, actually, they're called this. Like, okay, thanks. Thanks for your condition. You're going to have to go on hiatus for a bit. Okay. I mean, that's... Yeah, when I was sick, I really didn't feel like, I really did not feel like, streaming at all. I was pretty down and out. Yeah, it's definitely understandable, Izanagi. Well, I was saying, yeah, the Lupin from Resident Evil 8, they're like the Wolfman. So yeah, Resident Evil Village seems to touch on all the classic Universal monsters. And I thought that's pretty cool, except for mummies. Resident Evil hasn't really done mummies yet. We'll see. Maybe that's what's in the next one. Well, yeah. Viruses do need living cells in order to clone themselves. So yeah, you're right about that, Izanagi. They are like zombies. I think even in Cells at Work, the viruses were portrayed as zombies, in a way. Excuse me. Yeah, they've done mummies, but not mummies. Yes, you're right about that, Yari. Lady Dimitrescu. But, I have to admit, while I do really like Lady Dimitrescu's character and her costume, I never really got into, like, that thirsting over her. I mean, I don't care if people did or not, that's your prerogative, but I always thought her daughters were much more in line with what I tend to like. But yeah, I think Capcom pushed Lady D a whole lot in the promotion for Resident Evil Village. And I think they really kind of shot themselves in the foot considering how soon she departs in that game. I think she could have stuck around for a bit longer. Igor Van Helsing, I think Moreau is He definitely kind of looks like Igor with his hunched, twisted little body, but he's a fish man, essentially, so he's like the gill man. And Heisenberg, well, the hat and coat make him look like Van Helsing. He's Frankenstein because he's building an army of half machine, half corpse creatures. So Heisenberg, to me, while he looks like Van Helsing, his character is Frankenstein. But, yeah, we'll explore all this more, of course, when I actually get to Resident Evil Village. That is the one furthest out. So we'll see if I actually manage to get to it before Requiem drops. I'm going to have a big vacation around Christmas. Almost 2 weeks, and I hope to blast through many of these games, or at least a few of them, during that break time. But that's going to be kind of tiring as well, because, well, some of these games you can probably beat in one sitting. Others are going to have to take multiple streams to get through. Like Resident Evil 6, I think is probably the longest out of all these games because of all the campaigns. You have Leon's campaign, you have Jake's, you have Chris's. Then after all those are done, you have Ada's. Though hers is the shortest, I mean, it's definitely not a walk in the park, from what I remember. Yeah, it's going to be quite an undertaking. But I hope I can get through it. I'm looking forward to trying, for sure. Oh, no. I did see recently when they're like, Capcom clarified that one character that they were showing off is not Leon. Because a lot of people thought it was. Like this older guy with the eye patch, and it's like, oh my god, it's Leon, he looks awful. And it's like, I don't think it's Leon. And yeah, Capcom said, no, that's not Leon. Maybe they'll go for Pharaoh's Curse or Nyarlathotep stuff. I don't know. Resident Evil, as outlandish as some of the things that happen in Resident Evil get, they have not, they haven't ventured into threats that are blatantly supernatural. I think the original version of Resident Evil 4, that they were going to kind of toy with that, I think. Because if you see some of the test footage of the original version of Resident Evil 4, the thing Leon is facing off against, it looks almost like a specter, like a ghost. It kind of floats around and teleports, and I think they were kind of go for like a more like supernatural horror. But they shied away from that. I think it's probably for the best. I mean, Resident Evil really does venture really far into fantastic science fiction. Because the things that happen in this series, in these games, obviously, well, some of them may have like a basis in some kind of biology or creatures or animals in real life. It's just taken to such an extreme that it's, outlandish. And I guess that's the point. I think it might be interesting if they toyed with that, though. Like, I think the furthest Resident Evil will ever go with something like this is maybe alluding or hinting to the possibility that the progenitor virus or the plagueis parasite or the memicide from Resident Evil Village, that these are extraterrestrial life forms that ended up coming to Earth in its prehistory. I think that's probably as far as they might go with that kind of exploring science fiction in that way. Yeah, Resident Evil Revelations. Resident Evil Revelation is one of the games I do plan on playing. And I have played Dead Aim as well. Izanagi. I remember thinking it was an alright game. I enjoyed it. I didn't think it was awful. I am sticking mostly just to the mainline Resident Evil games for this countdown. Plus, I don't think I have any kind of there's a way to get Dead Aim for the Dead Aim Izanagi is pretty much Gun Survivor. Like a polished and smoother version of Resident Evil Gun Survivor. Or I guess they perfected that in a way with the Umbrella Chronicles or the Dark Chronicles, those Resident Evil rail shooters that they released for the Wii some time ago. I remember, I do remember playing. I never played Gun Survivor. I just was never able to get my hands on a copy of it. I have played Dead Aim. I played that awful. What was it called? There's like a squad-based shooter Resident Evil game called Umbrella Chronicles or Umbrella Corps or something like that. And it was, it was not great. It was not a lot of fun. It's just difficult to play. Definitely designed with multiplayer in mind. I played some of the multiplayer and it was not balanced at all. Because you could just spam, you could just walk up to people and spam melee attacks. And you could essentially stun lock them. And it was just not a lot of fun. I think the most interesting thing about the multiplayer is that you dealt with, there were zombies wandering around on the map and other creatures. Like, one map had a tyrant that was walking around. And that was the most interesting thing about that game, I think. It added a little more tension to the multiplayer, It gave everyone, your team and the other team, something to deal with in addition to each other. So it was a bit chaotic. Funnily enough, Dead Aim spooks me the most because you're basically playing as a dude who investigates a cruise ship floating to nowhere alone. Yeah, I do remember Dead Aim starts on a cruise ship. And eventually you end up on an island and then in an underwater research facility. From what I remember of that game. Because imagine having to navigate a cruise ship alone while being hunted by zombies and have no way to escape. That's essentially Resident Evil Revelations. And Resident Evil Gaiden. That was the now I'm thinking about it. Did Resident Evil Gaiden ever come out, or was that just Evil Gaiden? Oh, it did. Okay. I think Resident Evil Gaiden came out, dealt with a cruise ship too. They loved setting Resident Evil games on cruise ships for a while with Gaiden and Dead Aim and Revelations. Because it does make sense. It's an isolated setting and really nowhere you can go. You just have to deal with it and survive. So it does make a good setting for a Resident Evil game. But I think Barry was the main character in Gaiden. And as far as I know, that was the only Resident Evil game that ever came out for Game Boy Color. But I probably won't be playing that one either. I don't have a Game Boy, emulator, obviously. Be right back. I'm going to go to the restroom real quick and I'm going to get my glasses because I forgot to put my glasses on. Alright, I'm back. So I had to get something to drink as well. Anyway. What was I talking about before? Resident Evil Gaiden, I think? Yeah. I think that's the only, I can't remember, is Barry the, hero in Gaiden? I think he is. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Gary. Barry is the hero in Gaiden, I believe. And he's also, one of the main heroes in Resident Evil Revelations 2. And, kind of wondering if we'll ever get another game with Rebecca as a main character. But, yeah, I guess we are, because they're going to do a remake of Resident Evil 0, from what I've heard. So I hope they do a better job with the inventory in that game. I hope they go back to item boxes. I wonder how they're going to do the, partner zapping system, where you can switch back and forth between her and Billy and have one stand behind and you go on ahead by yourself, and I don't know. Well, we'll have to wait and see, I guess. Yeah, well, this has been fun. I really enjoyed talking about this. And I'm looking forward to continuing to count down proper next week. But, yeah. I also like the... Let's see here. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to wrap things up just yet. So, I don't know, maybe I can play a little something. While we take a break here. Yeah. Also, I need to find a better way to set this up. Because this is going to be my main page for when I do the countdown. I want to find a way to fit the screen on here without covering up all the art. And I'll do a little bit of experimentation off stream, so I'm not wasting everyone's time. You don't watch me workshop this out, because I know that's not going to be very much fun to watch. But yeah, let's do something else here. We'll go ahead and close that out. Let's see here. Move that over here. Move the, I'll just restore that. There. I'll pop you out. Send you over here. There. Oh, that's nice. Okay. Okay, that's much, much better. Enjoy that. Okay, let's go ahead and go back to the grab bag area here. I think I'm going to play a little bit more Phasmophobia. There we go. See you later, Gaming Uzanagi. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you get better soon.
Welcome back. There's some jobs ready for you.
Oh, okay. Let me change the, yeah, I need to change the, stream info here. Alright, now we're all set. Oh, okay. Okay. Get back here. Oh. There we go. Single player here. Go to Edgefield Road. Stop.
We've arrived. Check the equipment and get set up before investigating. We've had no reports of violence, but keep an eye out.
Alright, let's grab a flashlight. This. Fuse boxes in the garage. Let's get going. Hello. Cleaning service is here. Whoa! Hello there. Whispering in my ear already, huh? Oh. Got a foot bone. Okay. I'll make a little money at least. Hold on. There's something rattling around in here. Hmm. Let's go upstairs. So maybe it's wandering around some. Nothing in here's been messed around with. Breath is getting cold. Hold on. Ooh. Hello. Yeah, I witnessed a ghost event, that's for sure. Get this. It's not quite freezing temperature. 5. Okay. Map level 5. Okay. Well, we've scouted plenty of things. It could still be. Hmm. 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 Yeah, we'll drop that. Ow. Seems to be in here now. Want to write something for me? Guess not. Sandy's dropping real quick. Whatever this thing is. Are you here? Where are you? Can you show me? kind of wandering around. He's picking up the camera and moving it around. It's not very nice. I don't have a good angle now. I don't say we have freezing temperatures. Even though it didn't really get... It's not shade. Only maybe? Sounds like it might be an Uni because my sanity is dropping like crazy. Yeah. Go, Rio.
Some jobs ready for you.
Fine. Tell statistics. Time out of favorite room, 9 seconds.
Welcome back. I've got some jobs ready for you.
Alright. Review court. Yeah.
We've arrived. Check the equipment and get set up before investigating. I've got nothing else to report, unfortunately.
Well, thanks for nothing, I guess. Pretty unique photos with a photo camera. Okay. Grab that. Grab this. Alright, let's get going. Wow, already. Just saw where looked where the fuse box was. It's in the garage. Or not. Okay. What's in here? No? Uh-oh. You're in here, aren't you? You didn't like the light, because as soon as I turned it on, you flipped things off. Wow. Where is the fuse box? Oh, it is in the basement, okay. Yeah, there it is. starts acting up as soon as I leave. Bears. Oh. Ooh. Really, proof of a ghost. I've got the camera pointed the wrong way. It's supposed to be at the dinner table. Not at the living area. Living room. Ooh, man. You're really aggressive, aren't you? I'll put you right here. It's getting cold in there. Ow. That was real aggressive. That's probably a demon, I'm guessing. Oh, an Oni.
Welcome back. There's some jobs ready for you.
have to buy another freaking camera. Yeah, because I lost the one I had. Let's see here. Let's start with a smaller one.
Set up before investigating.
Warm up a bit.
There's been no reports of violence or sightings, but please remain careful.
Video of a ghost? Yeah, we can do that. Aw, kitty. It's a family pet. Is that who's haunting this place? Found our favorite room. I usually end up making a mess of my favorite room too, so I can understand that. More orbs. Temperature's not dropping. Ultraviolet. Hatu Obake. Ow. It doesn't last. Might be a Hantu. Okay. Hmm. I'll say it's a Hantu because it's getting cold. Let's go. It was a banshee.
There's some jobs ready for you.
I should have taken a listen with the parabolic mic. Where's that bone? In the dining room? I never even went in there.
We've arrived. Check the equipment and get set up before investigating. The ghost here seems to be linked to a cursed object. Go and take a closer look. Maybe using it will help your investigation.
Alright, motion sensor. This ain't the most expensive. I really don't want to end up losing one of those. Ghost orbs. Hmm. Where are you heading off to now? Take that. Cool. Getting really cold, guys. Not quite cold enough for freezing, though. No. Holy crap. Actually busted the light. Turn the light on in that room. Yeah, I don't think it's getting cold enough for temperatures. Let's try dots. Yeah, that's pretty good, actually. Got dots. Okay. Evidence. Got dots. Okay. Raiju. Spare box, maybe? I haven't tried that yet. Banshee. Let's get the parabolic. Temperatures. A Ure. It's not having a strong effect on my sanity, so I don't think it's a Ure. Because I've seen it several times, and my sanity's still okay. Let's try the spirit box. Hello? Are you here?
Sorry.
That answers that question. It's a yokai. Alright, let's get out of here. Did it.
Welcome back. I've prepared some jobs for you.
Nice. Now let's head back here.
Alright, we're here. Take a look at the equipment and prepare accordingly before starting the investigation. have been new reports of a cursed object nearby. This must be the reason that the ghost was summoned here. Take a look. You may be able to use it to your advantage.
Okay, sure. Take that with me. It's snowy out. Oh, got it. There's the fuse box, okay. Now flip the circuit breaker. Nothing seems out of place in here. Uh-oh. Ooh. Oh, come on. Give me a break, really? works. Seems to be up here. Upstairs. Clipping through the wall. I don't think this is how they intended for this to work. That's not going to do me any good, unfortunately. Looks like the room beside it. Yeah, I got facing the wrong way. Yeah, it's getting cold in here. Yeah, we got freezing temperature. There we go. Your doors opening and closing. Freezing temperature. Oh. I'll leave that in here, so I've thrown it all the way back out. Eh. Activity's picking up. Let's take a look in here. Can I add more cameras? Probably if I buy them, right? I'm gonna start setting them up. 'Cause having just the one makes things difficult sometimes to document things. tap for me, please? Yeah. I should turn the lights off after I set the dots up. Are you here? Can you speak to me, please? Where are you? Turn the lights out. Around it. And turn all the lights out. You think the bathroom is not its favorite place to be. It just wanders in here occasionally. Looks like it's more towards the end of the hall. I witnessed a ghost event, alright. Sanity's still fairly high though. I don't have my flashlight, I wonder. Yeah. It's more towards that end of the hallways where it seems the most active. There's my flashlight. I don't know how I ended up dropping it. Put you there. Cute. I'll leave the parabolic mic as well. I don't think it's a ghost that makes a lot of noise. Figures. Nah. A freezing temperature, but that's about it so far. This one is being really legit in a shade. And it's not a demon because it hasn't attacked me yet. My sanity is still actually very high. keeps turning the water on in here. Pull the door shut. Doing this for almost 20 minutes now. It's not really doing much. Let's go back up there with the spirit box. You love running in the shower, don't you? Georgia Garcia, are you here? I need to turn the lights out. Georgia Garcia, are you here? Where are you? What do you want? It's responding, but we can't make it out. Georgia Garcia. I don't think it's a spirit box because is that alright? Looks like it wrote. You're a pretty shy ghost, gotta say. I'm gonna find if it's ghostwriting or not, because it'll show up. If you take a picture of it, it says it wrote in our book. So let's go see. Yep, it wrote, so that's ghostwriting. Moroi? It might be a shade, because it's being very shy. Say it's a shade and call it a day. I did, it was a shade.
I've prepared some jobs for you.
Yeah. Salt. Yeah, I spent 23 minutes in its favorite room. That definitely sounds like a shade. They don't like moving around much. Got the high school now. Let's go. Oh wow, it's 58 rooms? Ew. Might be too much for a single investigator. Salt. Ghost hunting distribution's very own brand of salt. Probably doesn't taste the best, but it's great for ghosts. By holding this container, you can place piles of salt on the floor in the hopes of tracking the ghost. We recommend placing them in doorways and near turns in hallways or rooms for the highest chance of getting a reaction. I'll buy some. There. Just to have it on hand. Alright, let's go to the high school.
Alright, we're here. Take a look at the equipment and prepare accordingly before
Oh,
starting.
I didn't put it in the truck.
I've got nothing else to report, unfortunately.
Well, thanks for nothing, I guess. Outside, 1 to 15. Wow. A ton of cameras here. Alright. Let's get the bed, get the camera, the micro. It is really dark out here. Oh, here it is. Wow. I think this is way too much for me to do on my own. There are so many rooms. It'd take forever for me to find what's going on. Yeah. Yeah, look at all these rooms. It's crazy. Fuse box is on the second floor. Sorry, I give up. It's just too much for me.
Welcome back. I've prepared some jobs for you.
It was a revenant too, so good thing I didn't stick around. Let's go to Willow Street. Let me set my the loadout. Yeah. Okay, now we're ready to go. There it is.
Take the equipment and prepare accordingly before starting the investigation. There's been no reports of violence or sightings, but please remain careful.
No violence or sightings. Could be another shade. This sounds very... This again. I've thought that before and it ends up being something very dangerous. Yo, bunny? Over here. That sounded paranormal to me. Some kind of sigh or a whisper. Found a fuse box. Hello? Is anyone here? Oh, let's light up his whole garage. That's nice. Last time I was here, the ghost was in here. Whoa. It's in here. In here, or it's in the front room. I think it's here because they shut the door. Because I didn't shut the door. Yeah, it's in here. Hello? Are you in here? Let's place this there. What's nice, it's right by the entrance. Yep. Don't need this anymore. Let's get the dots. Let's get the... No, wait. I need the thermometer. Because it's getting cold in there. It's not quite getting to freezing. It's getting cold, but it's not freezing. Kitty, is it you? Are you the ghost? No, it's right here in this room. Oh. Through the remote. I don't quite think we have a freezing temperature. What I'm going to do, I'm going to place this right here. Turn this off. Get the ghost box, the EMF, this. Oh, it's a little kitty toy, is what that is. Oh, that's me. Oh, is that my breath? Showing up on dots? It is, it's really cool. It's a nice detail. It opened the door. So it's moving around a little bit. Right. Ooh. Getting active. Hmm. Hello? Can you hear me? Maybe it moved. Hello? No? Can you hear me? What's your name? Doesn't seem interested in turning the lights off. Hmm. Oh, wait. I'm getting EMF off of this. This is one sneaky ghost. 'Cause I don't think I have anything yet. Yeah, I don't have any readings at all yet. Any kind of evidence. Aside from the sounds on the parabolic mic. I'm stumped. I'd say it's a banshee, because that's the first time I've heard a ghost on a mic. Let's get out of here. A myling.
I've prepared some jobs for you. Welcome back. There's some jobs ready for you.
Myling, there it is. UMath level 5, ultraviolet, and ghost writing. I didn't get any of that. Just Actually, I think it's about time to just call it a night for now. Nope. Let's leave the game. Yeah. Oop. Let's go back to, where is it? There it is. Okay. Here we are. Well, thank you everyone for joining me tonight. I had fun. It's my first attempt at multi-streaming, and I think it went well. Anyway, I will talk to you again soon. Next week, the countdown starts. Don't forget. Anyway. Oh, you're welcome, Yari. Thanks for hanging out with me all this time. I hope you start feeling better soon. I'm looking forward to seeing you next week or whenever you want to show up. I always like having you around in the stream to chat with. But yeah, I think for now it's time to head out. So thank you so much, everyone, for stopping by once again. I will talk to you again soon. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye for now.